Amsterdam, a city built on water, shaped by trade, and constantly reinventing itself. Walk its streets, and you'll see layers of history: medieval alleyways, 17th century canals, 19th century townhouses, and modern design all in one glance. No two neighborhoods feel the same. But in 2 days, you can get a real sense of what makes this city tick. Not just the postcard views, but the energy of the streets, the quiet corners, the places locals actually go. Let's walk. Centrum is Amsterdam at its most intense. It's where the city began. A tangle of medieval streets built around Dam Square. Walk a few blocks and the streets get narrower, more chaotic. The red light district, for all its reputation, is one of the oldest parts of the city, home to hidden courtyards, centuries-old churches, and canals that have barely changed in 400 years. The architecture here is a mix. Steep gabled houses from the 1600s, 19th century buildings, and the occasional modern glass structure forced to fit between them. It's loud, crowded, full of tourists, but there's an energy here that never really stops. Step just outside the center, and the mood shifts. The Canal District is Amsterdam at its most elegant. 17th century houses, tree-lined streets, and bridges that turn the city into a living painting. This was the Golden Age Amsterdam, designed for wealthy merchants who built their fortunes, trading spices, textiles, and goods from across the world. The canals weren't just for show. They were the highways of the city, moving goods and people long before cars. Key buildings here are tall and narrow, each one slightly different, some leaning forward, as if watching over the water. Many still have the original hoisting hooks at the top, remnants of a time when furniture and goods had to be lifted through windows instead of winding staircases. The vibe? Calm, structured, picture-perfect. From here, it's an easy walk to Jordaan. Cross the Prinsengracht, and you'll notice the change immediately. Smaller streets, fewer crowds, and a different kind of energy. Jordaan started as a working-class neighborhood, built in the 1600s for laborers and immigrants pushed out of the wealthier canal districts. The houses here are smaller, the streets more intimate. For centuries, it was a place of workshops, taverns, and political unrest. But in the last few decades, Jordaan has transformed. Artists moved in, independent shops replaced old storefronts, and now it's one of the most desirable neighborhoods in the city. Unlike the perfect symmetry of the Canal District, Jordaan feels more organic: winding streets, hidden courtyards, canals that take unexpected turns. But beyond the history, this is the kind of place best explored with no plan. Duck into a cafe, browse a local shop, or just let yourself get a little lost. A short walk south, and suddenly, you're in open space. The Museum District was designed to impress. Wide streets, grand 19th century buildings, and parks instead of canals. This was Amsterdam expanding beyond its medieval core, creating a cultural hub for the city. The Rijksmuseum, the Van Gogh Museum, and the Stedelijk stand side by side, each holding a different piece of Dutch artistic history. The streets tighten up again as you enter Pijp. Built in the 1800s to house factory workers, this neighborhood quickly became one of the most diverse in the city. Today, it's a mix of cultures, flavors, and local life. The Albert Cuyp Market runs right through it, selling everything from fresh fish to Middle Eastern pastries to street food. Even as the market closes for the day, the energy stays. The bars, restaurants, and cafes here are some of the best in Amsterdam. End the day here. A laid-back meal, a few drinks, and a side of the city that feels real, lived in, and always moving. Start the morning with a quick ferry ride across the IJ River. Noord feels like a different city entirely. More open space, industrial buildings turned into creative hubs, and a rougher edge that hasn't been polished away. NDSM is the heart of it. Old shipping yards turned into artist studios, massive murals covering factory walls, and cafés built inside repurposed warehouses. It's a place that's still changing, still defining itself. Back on the main side of the city, head west. Out west isn't as famous as Jordaan or Pijp, but that's part of the appeal. The buildings here are late 19th century, red brick, decorative facades, built when Amsterdam was expanding beyond its old canals. The vibe? Local, a place where people actually live, with small bakeries, coffee spots, and boutique shops that don't cater to tourists. An old tram depot turned into a massive food hall. Foodhallen is where locals go when they can't decide what to eat. From Dutch snacks to Asian street food, there's something for everyone. Grab a few small plates, find a spot, and just enjoy the energy. One last stop, Melkweg, a music venue inside a former dairy factory. It's one of the best places in the city to see a live show.
Get ready now, come back over, don't you step on my blue suede shoe. You can do anything but let hold my blue suede shoe.
Thanks for watching. If you found this itinerary helpful, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more travel inspiration, and let us know your favorite neighborhood in the comments below. See you next time.